What's up, people? Good morning for a lot of people. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the McKennie Zone for not a really news update, just a topic we can debate. Um, not an update because it's the first day of the international break. You know, expect a lot of transfer news, especially this week. Maybe next week there will be more, living towards the Inter game because that's a big game, for obvious reasons, not just a table. But do expect some transfer news, and I also do expect for things to become a bit more concrete in terms of not really talks with agent and players, but like this is going to be the potential target for January because, like I said, there's no 2 week break and whatever because of the World Cup. Name it. We're just gonna go into it, and with the Euros, the season shorter. I think teams, will try to do their business early. If you're selling or if you're buying, because you need to know, okay, what's happening now, moving forward from now until the end of the season, basically. But in this video, we're gonna discuss McKennie and other things, but McKennie in general. So like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, hit that bell notification, and let's go. Okay, so Weston McKennie. Before I get into it, quick question, and let me know in the comments already. Do you agree, or like, do you think he has been our best player this season, or like top 3 players for us this season so far, performance-wise? Let me know in the comments. But McKennie is having a good season. Like, I'm not gonna deny that because he's putting a lot of effort in it. Really good effort. Defensively, he improved big time defensively because that was a liability for him. Like he was a liability for us defensively. Not really at all his fault because he was put in positions that, if you're asking Chiesa to play, I'm gonna take it to an extreme now. Left back, he's gonna look probably poor defensively. Um, but McKennie has improved in that regard big time, and what he has improved the most, in my opinion, is the effort. Because I think before he went to Leeds, he and it's not a diss, but like he can play games at a very high intensity level, but like 20 minutes in, you can see, okay, now it's kind of done. And if he stays on the pitch for a lot, you're like, okay, he's lost now. Like, he's not putting it up again. He is not giving up, but like he's not putting in the same tackles or whatever intensity, desire that he had in minute 20 or like a minute 5, whatever. Now this season, he has improved that, in my opinion, because he's more consistent in it. When he makes a recovery in the first 5 minutes, he does that in minute 90 as well. Because I think he made that switch that, you know what, you need to be in that game for 90 minutes. Like, you can play good for 20 minutes, but if you are bad for 80 minutes, the remainder 80 minutes with extra time, you're gonna be judged correctly, but you're gonna be judged on that. And a lot of people will forget what you did. You actually did something very well in the last couple of in the first 20 minutes, but we need to kind of brush it aside because after that you were gone, you were done. And he's improved that big time. He's given a different role. It's not making the runs in the box. Like Allegri said, he can do that, which I agree, but that's not being asked for him, especially when he plays on the wing. And even in midfield, he's not getting in there. Like, he's not getting in scoring positions. When last time we saw him for us, that was his main thing. Getting in those scoring positions and in getting those goals and or being dangerous in the box. He's not that. Because when he's playing on the right, obviously it's more difficult to get in those positions, and when he plays in midfield, also. However, that being said, and I agree that he has improved big time and he is playing well. Allegri said what I have been saying for a long time now. That he said, I spoke with McKennie. He said at the beginning of the season, he has physical abilities that compensate for any technical mistakes. That's what I said. Like, the effort is good. Technically, he's not a very good player. However, this season he is trying to keep it clean, and I think that's just for the better, you know. However, he plays in positions where I'm like, I need more. And that's not on him because he has his limitations. Allegri said it now. But in certain positions, when I need to see you put that final ball in, put in that cross, pick up the right guy, he doesn't really see it or he cannot pull it off. And that's just who he is at this moment in time. So, for all the good things he's doing, and I agree with that, I cannot say that's a player I can build on or I want the club to build on. Can he be a squad player for a very good team? Yes, I'm convinced by that. But the situation is that he's not going to be the squad player. He is going to be the main guy. He's going to be viewed as the main guy. And at one point, when you're trying to make steps, it will hit a ceiling. You know, he will reach a ceiling, and then a lot of people are like, okay, now I can see what you're trying to say. Because Allegri just put it out there. And I was shocked when he said that. I needed to listen it twice. I rewinded it because I was like, did he really said that? And he did. Like, usually he doesn't say these things, but this is very open. This is very open. This is basically saying, I told him you're not that good technically. However, if you put in a shift and a good effort, you can make up for that. And to his credit, he is doing that. But like I said, in certain moments, you're like, okay, now I need that final ball. Now I need this, and he cannot get that, over the hump. He cannot make that jump, and that's for me personally frustrating. It's also frustrating, and that's not on him. That's just on who we are now as a team. That when he looks lively, he looks very involved in the games. When I look across the pitch and I see Chiesa struggling to actually having an impact, it makes me really sad because these are the players that should be making an impact. These are the players that should shine, and they're not doing it. And for me, that's an issue moving forward because the Chiesa players, like those type of players, are the players that we should be relying on. We should put in a position to make a difference because those are the best players. And when that's not happening, for me, it's a concern, and that's not a knock on the McKennie because he's doing what he can and he's doing that at a very good level now. But this is a ceiling, and we need to in general, not just him, because I think this is the max we can get out of McKennie. Unless he just starts stringing up goal involvements somehow, some way, and start picking up the right passes, then okay, great. But the last 3 years have shown that he's probably not going to do that. So you need to give him his credit. I do, but what Allegri said is what I believe all the time, and that's my point. I'm scared that when we hand out these players deals to these players, yes, long term, yes, squad players, but at this moment in time, they're not. And I'm scared the club is looking at it like, okay, that's good, let's do something else. When I'm like, we need help in that area. Like when he's on the right-hand side, when Weah is injured, fine putting a shift in, but output is very important, and that's not really there. And you can say the same thing for Weah, by the way. That's injuries, not playing. Like, it's not a good start to the season for Weah in general in terms of being there, being available, because he's been injured, being benched, played, injured again. It's frustrating. But in certain positions, you need very good output. You need output in the attacking third, in the final third, and that's missing. And that will always be missing with certain players. But I'll need to give him his credit. What I will not do is go over the top and put him in the list with Antonio Conte, Davids, and Vidal, because I'm not going to do that because, come on, like we cannot do that. Those were also hardworking players, but actually, technically on the ball, two of the players at least I named are very good and far superior than many players in this squad. I think people forget how technical good on the ball Vidal was. Not just finishing and getting assists. He can get out of harm's way without any issues in possession. He can link up play. He was very good, and I'm not going to take that level of statement because then we are entering very dangerous territories, in my opinion, as of what we believe this club is at or what we believe the level of the club should be at this point. But that's a topic for a different time. Let me know in the comments what you think about McKennie. Is he MVP? you know, because that was my question basically at the start of the video. If not, tell me why. If yes, also tell me why. I'll be back live today for the breakdown. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, thanks for watching and see you guys.